Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Hallyujuku, a podcast on East Asian pop culture with a couple guys that like East Asian pop culture enough to make a podcast about it. I'm Peter Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me, as always, is my tag team partner, my right-hand man to my left-hand side. We've got Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
I am doing pretty dang good.
Yeah. We're here to talk about East Asian pop culture, do our thing like we do. First, we start off every episode talking about what's new, what's caught our attention since we last gathered. And yeah, there's been a couple weeks, so we've got some things to talk about. Some things have been released, so it's cool. Kaz, what's new? What's caught your attention?
So, first thing that caught my attention is a song by an artist I am unfamiliar with called Hush Swan. Super chill, vibey track featuring Gray. Very nice, like, actual instrument use in the track, and I enjoyed that. I think his flow and his rap is pretty good, too. Gray does a nice little featurette of the hook, and I just kind of enjoyed it. It's a really cool, like, chill track that like has a nice like tempo to it. Doesn't get too doesn't get boring. At least not too boring. It just has a nice like feel to it, and it keeps a nice vibe throughout, right? There's no dips. There's no giant like drop or crescendo in a chill track where then it goes back to being chill and you're kind of confused. It just kind of has this pace that's chill, but it keeps your attention. It keeps you grooving. It keeps you feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just a really cool song. Really cool vibe. But yeah. Going forward to the next song.
Going forward. I got my boy Kilograms featuring Muzi with Up All Night. Just I don't know. I like Kilograms. I enjoy Kilograms the more and more I hear from him. He makes really fun tracks. One of the things I always say about Kilograms, or we've said about Kilograms before in the past, is like he doesn't look like how he sounds, and he doesn't sound how you would expect him to look. So it's something you have to be prepared for. Yeah.
He looks like probably a dude I'd know in like high school or like in school or something. Just like he'd be slightly more Hispanic, but he'd be like basically the exact same look. Like he wouldn't look altogether that different because of some like genome type things if you want to get really down to it. But like I feel like I would have either gone to school with him or would work with him. But yeah, no, Kilograms' style is really cool and interesting. Like and like he's been kind of like making his name for himself in Korea, which is really cool. And yeah, he does have an interesting voice. I also love Muzi's contribution to all this, because Muzi's kind of an odd dude that is super talented, but also kind of he's never purports to be a cool guy. And he's generally with UV does mostly comedic stuff, but he has the talent to just like sing and dance and put out quality, like just regular pop or dance tracks, which is interesting. But yeah, this song is fun. It's really super danceable too.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it, and I think people should definitely go check it out and listen to it. All right, moving on from there, we got a. All right, we got a record from the boys at Highlight. It's a kind of a. Hold on. Oh, there it is. All right, it's a. Thank you. It's like a Pass the Mic track, really, really cool beat. It's called Break the Bread, featuring a bunch of the rappers from Highlight Records. Reddy, Sway D, Palo Alto, Yun B, G2, Huckleberry P, and Camo Star. And I don't know. I from the like drop of the beat, I kind of just enjoyed this song.
Yeah, like a lot of it really works. Really works really well. Just from like a vibe standpoint and from an attitude standpoint, and like a showcase of like the individual rapper's skill. Like this is just a classic posse track. Like it works really well. You know, you got it. This is Palo Alto's like crew. This is his label.
Yeah.
And he picks he shows that he's got talent in his roster. Of course, it's the video is the kind of the classic. Well, there's no breaks in the song, so there's just do it all in one take. But like the
walking through the office.
Yeah, walking through the office, showing off. Like it's almost like this is the music video version of MTV Cribs, but for an office, for the label's office. It's like, yo, show you the first floor. This is our meeting room. This is what blows my mind. Yo, we're gonna go up here to the conference room. This is where Unji of accounting does our bill paying and stuff. This is the mail room. It's like it's fun.
I will say though, I do like the look of that office, and like if I ever get to that plateau in life where I have an office building, I want it to be designed like this.
Yeah. Or we have our where we have Hallyujuku Records, in the middle of like someplace in Hongdae. We'll have our own building. It'll have like multiple floors, practice rooms, and
also this video features everyone's favorite rap thing, which is a money shooting gun.
Oh yeah, the cash cannon, the cash cannon, or the money gun, the cash cannon. Like this, it's finally reached Korea, which is nice.
They've been J Park had them in some early videos.
Oh, yeah.
So
well, that's fair, but it's J Park. I do have to you have to kind of like now that you mentioned it, I want to go back in there. I want to freeze at what bills he shot out. I'm trying to see if they're real bills. I'm like, are they wands? Are they actually legit wands? I mean, not wands, obviously, but like chonans or even manons, like 10,000 or $1,000 won bills. We'll have to see. I don't know. The mystery remains. But yeah, this is a cool track. And yeah, I like a good cipher every once in a while. So it's good. So it's an important track to have if you're gonna have a label.
Yeah.
That's the other thing we'll need to have. Even if we don't have rappers, we'll have a cipher track. We'll make people like rap on a cipher track, or just sing or dance or something. I don't know. But yeah. I'll take over. I've got some stuff. I've got one major release from the venerable Boa. She being the heir to the throne at SM Entertainment. Boa with a proper kind of comeback. She had the previously we talked about her pre-release track, which is nice if not altogether memorable. But this one is her proper comeback, her proper promotional single, with One Shot, Two Shot. There's a lot to like about this song. It's kind of catchy. It's danceable. The song serves a really good platform for Boa's vocals and her dancing. So does the video, especially for the dancing. and yeah, I think it's really well made. I wouldn't call it like an all-time classic, or even like I think it's a good track and a good, solid, fun, like catchy track, and I think it's gonna be a really good addition to, like, you know, my K-party dance mix playlist, or my usual K-pop playlist, and I'll definitely enjoy it coming up on any of those, like on shuffle and stuff. What did you think, Cass?
I enjoy Boa. I think she just knows what points to kind of hit. It's very rare for her at this point in her career to have many misses. There'll always still be tracks that you just won't favor due to personal taste, but like I think she's just kind of a classic at this point. Like she just knows, or her and the group around her just know the sound that they want, you know, and they know how to get it. So yeah, it's just good shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she just has like a kind of like a presence and a charisma to pull off a lot of like different styles, and kind of can elevate a lot, even like can bring out a lot out of a song, I think, with just the kind of like her performance skills. I mean, she's been at it for how long? Like it's like 15, 16 years at this point. Like
yeah,
like maybe more than that. So yeah, she's the vet in this game. She's been out there. She's still so young, which is crazy. It's amazing. Like if you like go around to the industry and you look at some of the people that are like just a couple years younger than her, that like debuted just a few years ago, or just, well, not a few years ago, but like are part of like the either this past generation of groups or like the previous maybe. But it's just because she debuted so young. Yeah. Going forward to the next track, I have a couple of Japanese tracks, which is really cool, and kind of like a couple of Japanese female rock tracks. It's kind of like coming off, I think, of my Scandal inclusion last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. I have first off a new track by the group by the name of Bandmade. Bandmade is back with a new album that is called World Domination, with a track called Domination. And I think they finally decided to just, you know, invade the world, and just they decided to that they're going to take over the world. And you know what? Given things, I welcome my new Maid Cafe overlords, you know, personally. But yeah,
I love the fuck out of Bandmade, dude. Like I just enjoy their sound so fucking much, and I love their stick.
Yeah. Their sound is so cool, and they're really talented and really like skilled. They bring a cool like energy. You know, it's not reinventing the wheel in any way, but it is just so tight and interesting in just its delivery. They're just a fantastic hard rock group, and this is just another example of that. And I do love kind of like I want to know the theme of the video, like, because there's just like a lot of random things. There's rows of fidget spinners at some point. There's things like virtual currency.
I think a lot of it is about like the mass production and people being just dominated by that. Is a lot of what I picked up.
Yeah, which I think, a lot of it is like, you know, the big the big corporations and big world domination, and it's like I would love to see if the song and the lyrics and the theme of the song match that, which I imagine it does. But it'd be really cool to check it out. So I gotta find if I could find the lyrics somewhere. That'd be cool. So the next track is another cool all-female rock band, Algius, also Japanese, Algius, with a song from their recent album, which they released it a little while ago, but I just I was on a kick of like checking out different videos, different things on like either on RJ Pop or on like my YouTubes and things like that. And I came across this track and just thought it was really cool. It's another like all female hard rock heavy metal band. This is very much like Japanese heavy metal. And it is very, very cool, very well done Japanese heavy metal. The vocals are really cool and tight. The musicianship is fantastic on this whole thing. Like they just shred, and like it's musically really interesting. And it's just overall it's just really tight and well made, and it's really cool. Kaz, well, what did you think?
I liked it. I have to listen to more of them because I definitely liked this track, but I don't know. Like it seems more of a classical style than like the kind of newer up tempo style that like Bandmate is. If we make that comparison, which we're kind of forced to because they're both Japanese tracks and we featured them together. And sometimes I don't like that stuff, but I liked it here. But like the almost hair bandish kind of like mega songs, I'm kind of out of that era, like I'm
yeah.
So and a lot of Japanese rock tends to be that sometimes. No, unfortunately not. Well, hey, it depends on the day. You know what I mean? But no, yeah, like I tend to shy away from some of that stuff sometimes. So it just depends on how you feel. But generally, I go for more the Bandmade style.
Yeah, I think this track in particular has a lot of what I think is their strength. They have they had a more recent track where it was like a little bit more like pop metal, almost like I think almost kind of like it seemed like they were leaning into the kawaii metal aspects, almost kind of trying to get in on that, which is understandable because they didn't kind of like the come up that baby metal in particular has enjoyed. So like you kind of lean in on it.
Yeah, but their look is very kind of classic female Japanese rock, like it's not necessarily themed like baby metal or Bandmade or some of the other groups that we have talked about in the past. It's just like chicks in dresses playing rock music, which is like very classic to Japanese rock and roll.
Yeah, which is in this video, I think that's why I think I liked this more than say like if another track that was featured Without You, which is like the whole thing is like her this like cute video with her like seeking some dude and like this like
they just borrowed that set that Korn had in one of their videos.
Like we kind of see
that's some reference homework for some of you out there. You gotta go look up a Korn video now for
but yeah, Algius is a really cool track. That is a really cool track, and it definitely has that a cool style to it, and that I really enjoy. So go check out. I'm gonna try to check out more of Algius' stuff because I know like they go to here or there, and like I said, I'm gonna try to make sure I'm like exploring more, especially because I think we don't, like we've said before, we don't explore as much Japanese music as we'd like to, especially for a show that wants to be not just a K-pop podcast, even though we use the URL kpoppodcast.com. We kind of want to be, just kind of explore and broaden our horizons. But yeah, that brings us to the end of what's new. Now we get over to our wait. This was my turn. God damn it! You got me sick all the way from this. Nah, I'm just kidding. I was already sick. I'm always sick.
The internet spreads disease, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, spreads all kinds of disease. But we're gonna head over to our headlines. So join us on the flip side, ladies and gentlemen. And flawless. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the headline segment of Hallyujuku. We talk about some topical topics, things that are going on in the world of East Asian pop culture. Some things, some interesting news, some ups and downs. I thought I'd bring up, just because I've been to further document the continuation of girl group apocalypse. I don't know if this is as big of an entry as some of the other ones we've had. This is just kind of like I still wanted to document it because Stellar is going to disband. Which is not surprising from two of the original members leaving and from word that they were going to that the other two of their original members, well, not original members, the other two of their, because there was two original members that left a long time ago, but two of their members that were the primary members for the bulk of their time, being Gayoung and Jeonyu, but now with the upcoming contract expirations of Minnie and Hyun, it's pretty much they're just gonna call it quits and be free. Honestly, it's crazy that and the article points out that it's crazy that a group like this were able to hang on for 7 whole years. Like even if it necessarily, they had their moments, but the fact that slightly more successful groups haven't already even succeeded to reach that milestone. They kind of had their ups and downs, and they mostly weren't. They didn't find huge success, but they had they had fans, especially international fans, and they had good songs. So it's kind of a bummer to see them disband, but it is kind of good to see them be free.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this not for this particular group, but we've talked about this thing, right, so many times, and it's to a certain extent, right? Almost to make a sports comparison, right? People have I don't know how to put it, right? So people have these things where it's it's not that they're holding on per se. It's can we salvage? I think is usually almost what I would want to call it, right? So you come to the situation where you're can we salvage this? Is there a way that we don't have to say, hey, it might disband, and then later on something comes about where you realize, oh, you know what, we could salvage this, we could keep going if we do this, if we do that, if we do this, right? So you end up in these situations where if you do tell everyone, we might not be doing a project anymore as Stellar, you run the risk of losing fans quickly, right? Whereas you kind of hold on, you wait till the dust is settled and you wait till everyone's sure and you're like, all right, you guys are going to go do this, you guys are going to go do that. It'd be better for us going forward to then just produce a new group or do this or do that or whatever it might be, right? And then you hit that settle moment, you make sure everything's clear, you make sure maybe you have something in the pipeline to then tell people about or that you've already told people about, so that when you say, hey, this group that you no longer, that you love, we're no longer going to be producing. But, on the flip side, there's also this group from us that you already do love that we've been showing you. There's all this other stuff. So hopefully you still stay fans of our label or things like that. Or for the people involved, right? Hey, I'm leaving this, but I'm already working on this project and this project and this project. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like instead of jumping the gun and telling people before you're ready to move on, you wait until all the dominoes are in place. Yeah. Like I never feel like I'm starting to get to a point where I understand why these things aren't announced when they're announced.
Yeah, I guess. But I think the feeling is that it's basically the writing. But I think it's already been.
Well, yeah, but of all the ones we've talked about, right? Which ones haven't the writing been on the wall for? Like,
yeah. But yeah, I think at this point it's already been announced. I think I saw in a couple places. But yeah, they even had like they've been having their struggles with the company. A lot of back and forth with the company. They even had to organize their own fan meeting. Because just to see their fans, just to hang out with their fans. Even had the former members who had left earlier, late last year. So they kind of had the 6 members there. Including, I guess, the two newest members who'd kind of brought in, and it had some nice. They also had some nice letters for the fans on their social media, which was really cool. If you follow them on Instagram, and you can read Korean, you can check them out. I think there were translations as well.
Hey, fucking Instagram has a shitty translate feature. Don't you talk bad. Don't you talk bad about Instagram, man. There's a shitty translation feature on there.
Okay. Either way, we also have, I believe, there are translator accounts that I believe have translated stuff. But yeah, it's a bummer to kind of see. The big thing is that the big feeling is that this is more like a relief for a lot of fans, because it's like. Now they don't have to be part of that company. like there hasn't been a lot of faith in that label and the way they run things. So, and there've been a lot of subtle hints from even the members of these motherfuckers ain't shit. Not in such words, but in those subtle hints where you drop that the subtweeting. But on Instagram, subgramming, I guess, your own label. But yeah, all the best to all the members, past, present, I guess all past members of Stellar. Another one down. Things transition, everything changes. Speaking of, just cancel the whole thing if these people are leaving. Even Weekly Idol struck by 7-year curse as Junghyun, Don, and Defcon are leaving the show. The 7-year curse is famous for resulting in idol groups breaking up, but now it's even hitting idol shows, with Weekly Idol losing their 2 hosts, Junghyun Don and Defcon, Doni Coni. Reports emerged on February 22nd that claimed Junghyun, Don, and Defcon will be leaving NBC Everyone's at Weekly Idol, and their last filming one be on March 7th. Kim Jin, the producing director of the show, confirmed the news through his personal Twitter account with the words, "An article has been published. I am so upset that we will no longer be with Weekly Idol, which we've been working on together for 7 years. We, the staff and MCs, would like to thank all Idol fans for the love we received." So, Does it sound like it was voluntary? People think that has to do with FNC Entertainment's ad culture, like acquiring Genie Pictures or something like that. Like there was some acquisitions and things like back and forth that they think may have contributed to that. Unsure. But it's kind of like it's the end of an era. It's kind of like the end of an institution. A show.
Yeah.
It's kind of like been this, like, especially for K-pop fans specifically, has been the show that you find out, oh, they're gonna be on Weekly Idol. Like, when are they gonna get their taping on Weekly Idol? You know, like that's the thing. Like, you wait for your idol group to get on Weekly Idol. So it's kind of a bummer. What are your thoughts, Kaz?
It definitely is a bummer, right? It's kind of one of those things where I think initially we'll feel bad about it, but depending on what could happen from it, right? It's hard, right? Like I don't watch Weekly Idol that much. I very much, like probably most Americans, check out clips and things like that happen on YouTube. So there's that, but I definitely do enjoy the show, right? Like I enjoy seeing those clips. I've enjoyed a lot of that stuff, and those times where they've gotten other people to host, it just hasn't felt the same. So either hopefully they could get people that will bring something new to the idea of this show, or I don't know. Like I don't know.
Just, kind of like don't pretend to. I mean, it's not gonna happen, but don't pretend when you're still doing this show when you just can just do a new show of a similar like purpose. Like, you could still have it be the show where you interview idols and do skits, but it could be a new format, a new host, new
and it'll be hosted by UJ Sok. So it'll be great.
That man got too many jobs. Well, he's been cutting it down, but still, that man. They brought back Sugar Man. I still
have not gotten back into Running Man. Yeah. So
I started watching some of the episodes. There's a lot good, and I think the new I'm back and forth on the new male member, but the new female member, Jun So Min, is kind of hilarious. It's hilarious. She adds a lot. She brings out a lot more energy than I think Song Ji Hyo, if you really want to be honest, can bring. Like, she's great, but sometimes she's not really there. But Jun So Min has been a lot more there, and I think I even kind of maybe brought out a little bit more out from Ji Hyo. So they've kind of both been able to kind of make their presence felt, which is really good. But yeah. Weekly Idol. Trigon Idol. It'll be sad to it's gonna be a bummer to see these guys go. We'll see. We'll hopefully it's just a sign of like new ideas and new projects and new things for the two. And maybe some fresh approaches to things. Sometimes change can be good. But yeah, moving on. I don't know segue to this, but
right. Back to our stories.
Back to our regular bullshit. 101's agency again begs fandom to stop doing stuff like putting tracking devices on their vehicles. 101's agency, YMC Entertainment, has once again been forced to release a statement basically begging the group's fandom to stop being creepy stalkers. Quote, let's go. Yeah, on February 13th, the agency shared a statement that begins, quote, "We express our sincere gratitude to all the Wannables that give generous support and love to 101." It continues, quote, "We have several similar statements several times. We have released the statement several times, but we are sending a request to certain fans who are causing harm to the 101 members. Recently, due to certain fans to acquire the personal information of 101 members illegally and attempt to contact them, whether it's day or night, not only are 101 schedule affected, but also the members' sleep and personal lives have become difficult. The artists have expressed severe mental stress as a result. We ask that you recognize the harm is doing artists. Also, using the safety and installing location tracking devices on their vehicles to follow the private schedules. Such actions disturb the artist's schedule and can harm their safety. But yeah, as you were about to say,
yeah. I mean, it kind of already covers it there, but this has just kind of been an ongoing thing with this group, that their fandoms are just crazy. Like, their fandom is just legitimately psycho stalkers, and there's just seems to be no way around it. And it just I don't understand, like, just this level of psychosis. Like, they just feel like this group really belongs to them more than any other. Like, and I don't know how that has happened. I don't know what that is coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, maybe it's part of the fact that they were, Produce 101, and the fact that they voted and picked them out themselves as a fandom, I guess, as a populace. The fact that they had a hand in their debut. I don't know, yeah, that could all be the thing that's contributing to their sense of ownership and sense of and the fact that it's also temporary. Maybe that's probably a big thing that's amplifying everything. But it's scary.
It's legitimately fucking scary. Buying tracking devices. These motherfuckers need to be in the CIA. Like, they're serious. Somebody needs to hire these little girls to fucking find terrorists and shit, and other fucking criminals.
Just tell
them
they're
making criminals idols, and we'll find them faster.
Just tell them ISIS is the new boy group out of Produce 101. Yeah, the new boy group out of 101. Yeah. There's a Produce 101 in the Middle East. They're your new oppas. Go see them.
They'll find them the fucking morrow.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to utilize the manpower that we have for good rather than crazy.
All right. What else we got?
Yeah. God damn it. Stop it. All right. Moving on. Netflix and YG Entertainment to launch YG Future Strategy Office with Big Bang's Seungri. This is cool. Netflix Inc., the world's leading entertainment, blah, 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 announced today that it is launching YG Future Strategy Office, FSO working title. A new Netflix original series with YG Entertainment, home to some of Korea's top talent. YG FSO will launch this year exclusively through Netflix, featuring YG artist Seungri of K-pop group Big Bang, Seungri Big Bang, Yoo Byung-jae of SNL Korea fame, Lee Jae-jin of Sex Keys. Show will also have various guest appearances by other K-pop groups, including Blackpink, iKON, and Winner, YG groups. The 8-episode series will be directed by Park Joon-soo, known for his unique humor on the God of Music series, and written by Kim Min-suk, who took part in SNL Korea. YG FSO stars Seungri as the head of YG's newly formed department, the Future Strategy Office, where many of YG's troublemakers has been sent. The sitcom series, so it's literally the show about the YG dungeon. The sitcom series will follow Seungri and his team of misfits as they work to regain their place in the company. We are ambitiously, we're ambitious, blah blah blah. And more press release stuff. Basically, this show is like a if it's anything like God of Music, which I still got to check out the season 2 because it's supposedly really legendary. It's like an improv role play, semi-written, fictional like show. Where God of Music, where it's Isangmin, formerly of Ruda, creates a label and creates a group, especially using members of like of Produce 101, things like that. And it's like him running his label with Seungri as like his secretary, and it's like this whole apparently hilarious thing, which I've seen clips of, and it seems hilarious. So I'm looking forward to that. So this is going to be like that, but of basically, like I said, of YG's Dungeon. And it almost feels like another troll by YG. But what are your thoughts, Kaz?
I kind of I'm getting like an understanding of maybe like a Korean Office or Parks and Rec kind of thing, which generally aren't my taste in style, but I'll still check this out because it'll be featuring people I know and I'm familiar with, unlike American entertainment. So I don't know. It might be interesting. I gotta see. Like I said, I don't. Well, like you said, and I agree with that sentiment. I don't know the previous work, right? So I don't know. I don't know God of music, so I'm not familiar with that style or this person's directing style or the writing style. So I'll just have to check it out and see what it is, see if it hits.
Yeah, I like the Netflix is like getting into like these variety shows and like kind of acquiring these variety shows.
But I think Netflix's idea has always been to expand, right? Like ever since recently, and in more international stuff and Netflix originals, right? I'm trying to think of like the word it's the expansion of TV, right? They're trying to get to this place where they're your TV.
And it's like they're basically they want to, and definitely the approach of like they want to be the makers or the either the makers or at least the I don't want to say instigators, but like the ones that are like either making the content or making sure the content is distributed or have their hands on, and they want to and I think it's been said many times before that they want to focus on basically almost 100% being original content, and if they're going to do that, they're going to have a nice variety, which there's a lot of demand for Korean variety and Korean drama, so it's going to be interesting to see. Just my main thing is I want them to work on their like licensing stuff and music licensing, because like I wish they would go back and fix Knowing Brothers or Men on a Mission, I guess, because there's nothing weirder than like very obviously seeing IOI dancing to Pick Me, but you hear like the Jimmy Hart version of like, I don't know, some techno song from like 2002. Like it's like some generic stuff that they put on there, but that they're singing, they're dancing to Pick Me. You know that they're dancing to the song. The choreography, like that's what they're very obviously like lip syncing to the song, but it's like it's weird. It'll throw you off, especially for people who are going to check that out on Netflix, which is that kind of show is going to be K-pop fans, like, because that's mainly what the appeal of that show is Korean celebrities being like interviewed, and on those episodes is going to be K-pop fans that are going to be interested in it. So it's like they know, and it's going to be weird for them to watch that. So I don't know. I understand music licensing is hard, but it's weird. I don't know. We are. I think that's it.
That's it.
Done. That's it. I don't know. Like we could make another video of that. Like, shout out to Dwelf in that video. That was probably one of the funniest thing. I'm proud that somebody made something that funny, even if it was like out of something I make. Like, and I think pretty much does sum up my podcasting style pretty much to a T. But yeah, that brings us to the end of another fantastic episode of Hallyujuku. Cass, what's going on in your world? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Mostly sports odds and ends. A show I do with my good friend Jerry Vin, JVZ, where we talk about all kinds of different sports, even esports. You can check that out at sportsoddsandends.com to get all that. If you're kind of a high level, low level sports fan, we kind of cover the bases there for you. So definitely come check it out.
Yeah. Go check him out. He's at King Kaz. I'm at PD Rave. I live streamed this episode. I might try to get back in the habit of streaming Hallyujuku again, depending on, I don't know, the little color on the bottom of OBS wasn't very promising. A lot of reds down there, so I don't know. We'll see what I'll have to do to break things up. But yeah, keep an eye out on twitch.tv/rebellytv. Rebelly.net to check out the episode posts of this and other shows like Record Breakers. On Hallyujuku.com for just this show. Hallyujuku.com. KPopPodcast.com if you want to share it with your friends. Yeah, find us everywhere you can find podcasts. Like, share, subscribe, give us comments, give us feedback. Until next time.
Why, I think you're crazy.
Hasta los huevos.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.